again, and welcome to the Author Roundup. This special segment of the Book Connection Show showcases emerging indie authors who join us for a discussion of their newly published books. Join us for a conversation with our next guest author. Hi there, welcome to Author Roundup. My name is Emma, your host for today's episode. Today I have with me self-published author Jennifer Ruth Russell. Jennifer is an award-winning author, songwriter, and spiritual mentor who has had over a decade worth of experience in conscious partnership with Mother Mary. Her book, Create Abundance with Mother Mary, and the Morning Light Meditations podcast invite listeners into a lived experience of abundance, devotion, and divine companionship. Jennifer, hi, how are you today? Welcome to the show.
I am great. I'm so
Hi.
happy to be with you.
Me
Thank
too.
you for the invitation.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, thank you for being here. And so your book came out. Is this your first book?
This is actually my sixth book.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Yes,
That's
yes.
amazing. Okay. And so this one came out this year, correct? Beginning of this year?
Yes,
Okay, perfect.
yes.
And so can you tell us a little bit about it, please?
Yes, I would love to tell you about this book. This book is actually a culmination of my first two books
Okay.
and some more of my story, because this book actually started after my mentorship with beloved Mother Mary began like over 13 years ago. So
Okay.
it came up as a course to do in my academy. It was
Hmm.
like I was looking for a book for I used to teach a 90-day course in transforming your money blueprint with the angels of abundance.
Hmm.
And I wanted to do something shorter.
Hmm.
And as I was just kind of feeling into the material, Mother Mary said, let us do a lesson, a download a day for 21 days and make it into a book. And I was like,
Hmm.
I had no intention of becoming an author.
Hmm.
I'm a musician, a spiritual mentor, and I said yes. And so gathered a group of light workers around me. I think there were about 35 of us. And every morning I'd get up and download a message and send it out to everyone. And
Hmm.
then it became a book. And it was
Okay.
21 Days to Abundance through the Immaculate Heart of Mother Mary. And that's the cover of it right there. So that was the very first book.
Lovely. Okay.
Then I had a huge, dark night of the soul after the book came out because I published music. Getting the book out, self-publishing it and everything on Amazon was not that big of a deal,
Hmm.
but it was busy work.
Hmm.
Afterwards, I had the after effect of like, oh my God, what just happened? I mean, here I am. I felt so exposed and vulnerable, and everything just went into this place of, let me say, the void,
Yeah,
the great
it's a good
void.
word to say it. Yeah.
Yeah, and finally I just said, "Okay, I'm done. What is going on here?" And I really got that I need to embody that what was in that first book.
Hmm.
Really to start going back as if I was just a beginner. And then what came out of that was the second book. There's a cover to the second book, How to Create with Mother Mary and Friends,
Hmm.
21 lessons to step out of playing small basically and really stepping into your co-creatorship.
Hmm.
And so that was the second book. Then I ended up at a Hay House wonderful boot camp, and I put, my question in the last day of the boot camp. I said, "How many words do actually a book need? How many what's the word count?" For some reason, I never even considered that. And
Yeah.
they said, "What you have is a pamphlet." And I was like, "Oh, put put your two books together." And so that's where this book
Okay.
came. So I
Okay.
put the two books together, and I also put in my experience, like how the whole uh, beautiful experience of, I had no knowledge of Mother Mary as a child. So
Hmm.
coming into a relationship with the divine feminine is so much about what this book is about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So that
Okay.
was kind of a long
So it's
answer,
just
but
your
that's the
yeah.
answer.
Yeah. And so about your book and your life journey, and your book begins in Ethiopia where you were raised by Christian parents. What was that like?
It was truly a remarkable setup for my life. Let me say that. I thought it was wonderful because I could, go out for a walk for 2 hours, not see a soul. There was just so
Hmm.
much nature and beauty. My parents were let me say, very focused on the vision of planting churches there. I
Mm-hmm.
had no experience of the divine feminine at all, but
Mm-hmm.
I did have the experience of really being on a mission and, of focused intention. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful for those years because all that has come around full circle for me
Mm-hmm.
uh, in just total gratitude. Of course, I rebelled about my childhood and just said,
Mm-hmm.
there was a lot of it that I did not feel in harmony with, and I had to rediscover that. And I call it my freedom journey because I went very far away from the
Mm-hmm.
divine or anything about it. I really went on I call it my freedom journey. My mother called it a rebellion, which is fine because I think they're the same. And I really then began to come back into a God of my own understanding, and then it deepened and deepened, and I went into then metaphysical studies with the science of mind,
Mm-hmm.
and I learned so much about that, taking responsibility for my experience. But I
Yeah.
think the most precious thing was, then I dived deep into the books of the I Am discourses. I don't know if you've heard of the I Am discourses,
No.
and but they are truly what Saint Germain had all. And then here's one: memoirs of Mother Mary, beloved Jesus, and Mother Mary.
Mm-hmm.
And this book changed my life. The Seven Sacred Flames by really Louise Jones. So these
Okay.
books actually began nurturing the beloved I'm presence within, the
Mm-hmm.
really taking that place of oneness within yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
that really changed everything for me.
Mm-hmm.
And after this book, I'm sorry, I'm answering many more questions than you've
That's
asked.
okay.
Yeah. But this book,
Mm.
actually, when I finished reading it, I heard the guidance on my patio one summer day. You need to start teaching this book. So I
Oh,
began the
okay.
academy with that book 13 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And in that book, the seven sacred flames are basically the currents of the divine that we all know, but they're actually colored. The will of God is blue, the um, the love of God is pink. The mind, the wisdom of God is actually a beautiful sunshine yellow.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's seven of them, and they each have very different. Um, we could call them virtues. We could
Mm-hmm.
call them accurate uh, qualities of the divine.
Mm-hmm.
So the green ray says it is the ray of healing. It is the ray
Mm-hmm.
of abundance. It's a ray of infinite truth.
Mm-hmm.
And Mother Mary serves on that ray as the archei. And it said, abundance flows through the Immaculate Heart of Mother Mary. And I was like, what? Because this has been one of my life lessons of working on my abundance. Being a
Mm-hmm.
missionary kid and being a musician, and I'm a spiritual mentor. I seem to always choose paths that aren't like, well, here we just go and this is what you get a salary for.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been my journey. So when I asked that question and I lived in that question, I still am living in that question.
Mm-hmm.
But that question, and I have to say to you and everybody, to live in a question is really a beautiful, high calling. To just say, okay, what does this really mean? And that question actually took me into a deep reveal with Mother Mary,
Okay.
and she began to mentor me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so for listeners who may not be familiar with the concept of the divine feminine, how would you describe its role in healing and spiritual growth?
Well, it looks like you are Mama.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, and I think if we have to sum up the divine feminine in one word, it would be nurture.
Hmm.
It would be nurture. It would be allowing ourselves to open up to being that place of just completely cared for, of
Hmm.
be completely nurtured. I mean, I'm a mother too. I had a
Hmm.
wonderful mother, but there is something about the earthly mothership that hasn't quite hit this part in us yet. But a cosmic mother of
Hmm.
nurture, and I really believe the divine feminine is rising up now because it's been totally out of balance.
Mm-hmm.
our world has been.
Mm-hmm.
And she won't come in with an army. She will come in with that stillness, that
Mm-hmm.
knowing, that presence that just defies
Mm-hmm.
anything unlike love.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You would put it. Okay.
yeah.
And so your book creates a or centers on a 42-day journey of meditations, prayers, and spiritual practices. Why 42 days and what kind of transformation can someone expect during that time
That's a great question. So, first of all, the 42 is 21 plus 21.
for your books? Yeah,
21
for your
plus
combined
21.
books. Yeah.
But 21 is absolutely a divine number. It's a number of three, which is the number of the divine feminine. It's a number
Yeah.
of love.
Uh-huh.
And I want to answer your question, start with by just reading the foreword, which all these
Yes, please.
chapters in here are really short. They're not like, it's not like a book of information, it's a book
Right.
of transformation.
Okay.
So Mother Mary's forward here is just very clear about the divine feminine and how this works. His mother Sophia has always provided everything for her beloved children. Humankind has been toiling in a barren field for so long. This field is of your own making and doesn't produce an everlasting harvest. It is time to come back into the fullness of her embrace, to lay down your arms of struggle from your little self and surrender into the tender love and intimacy of her lavish care. The table has been laid out with the finest china, utensils of pure gold, and goblets of pure diamond and jeweled crystals. The table is always full of all that you'd ever desire. Come and sup with me until you are full of remembrance of your true divine nature. You are remembering that you are a powerful co creator and master of energy. Nothing in this world has any power over you. This
Mm-hmm.
book is an invitation to the banquet of your true wealth and abundance. Through the union of our hearts, we will be healed of the misperceptions. You will be healed of the misperceptions of lack and limitation. So it is, I have to say, the first book, especially the first half of the book,
Mm-hmm.
is diving into the intimacy of Mother Mary's heart and
Mm-hmm.
healing this place of lack that we all
Mm-hmm.
hold. So, I mean, we carry it as a race. We're
Yeah.
carrying it as a race. It's not like, oh wow, look at that person over there. She's very lackful. It's more like, oh no, we're healing from a um, something that's been put on us generation after generation. And
Yeah.
we and I believe we are the ones right now that are ready for this intimate and yet very powerful transformation.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this book is.
Okay.
It's not like an easy read. You don't want to flip through this book. And I always suggest that you take the first half of the book one day at a time and just let yourself be mothered. Let
Mm-hmm.
yourself be transformed and clean out the container, which is you, your body, your consciousness. It's like
Yeah.
time to
Take
really
your
like,
time.
yeah, yeah. And there, most of the chapters are only a page long. It's I'd say take
Yeah.
15 minutes to half an hour in the morning at the same time, and you're
Mm-hmm.
going to experience the transformation.
Okay. And
Yeah.
what is the lack that you talk about? What does that consist of when you talk about lacking of?
Well, lack can show up like everything. It can show up like total panic around money.
Oh, okay.
It can show up as I'm not enough,
Okay.
unworthiness, undeservedness. It can show up as everything that
Mm-hmm.
seems to be lackful, everything that you think is a limitation in your life,
Mm-hmm.
you really can change your mind about that and change it. And
Mm-hmm.
the thing that's so wonderful about working with the ascended ones like Mother Mary
Mm-hmm.
is we've kind of reached our limit as far as human psychology goes, as far as this old relationship with the divine, as I'm
Mm-hmm.
here, the divine is there,
Yeah.
and this place of really taking responsibility for your own progress and for your own evolution, but with the help of the ascended ones, Mother Mary, Saint Germain, Yeshua, we could go Kuan Yin, Babaji, Buddha. I mean, these are like our professors now. So
Mhm.
when you tap into these professors, you are able to use their level of consciousness, that we say,
Mhm.
ancient wisdom, but it's not like you have to stand in that place of the little mind going, oh, I hope I can get this. So when there's no lack in heaven, there's no lack above this level of human existence. It's
Mhm.
basically something that we have actually come here to learn how to transcend this. So
Mhm.
I'm just wanting to say that this is the age, this Aquarian age is the age of true partnership.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you do mention you talk about releasing layers, I guess that answers my question of the lackness of unworthiness and self-doubt. Why did you feel it was important to mention this, and what do you feel those emotions are tied to?
Well, I love your questions, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
That's really cool. I love
Thank you.
you and our children. Okay, we have two doors that we have to walk through, and one of them is called doubt, and one of them is called fear.
Hmm.
And it could be a number of things that you're going to have your unique doubts and fears, and I'm
Hmm.
going to have mine. But for us to transcend, and I don't think we walk through these doors once, okay? I know for me, sometimes, I get up in the middle of the night, I start to go into a spin like, what about this? What about that?
Yeah.
Are we going to have the money for this? Is it, what about what's my son doing now? I
Yeah.
mean, and that is an opportunity to walk from fear into faith. Okay.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
really, we are required to do it because us little free will beings, if we don't walk that way, if we don't walk through it, nobody's going to do it for us, basically.
True.
But as
Yeah.
soon as we walk through that door of faith, we are met totally with a beautiful, shall we say, a strengthening of that muscle, a beautiful union
Hmm.
with those that we're working with, and especially with our own beautiful, beloved divine right here.
Hmm.
But, if you are walking through doubt, self doubt has been a big journey for me. And
Hmm.
I've had to walk through that door over and over again.
Hmm.
I've used psychology, I've used everything you could imagine, positive affirmations, prayer. And I have to say that when I started saying, oh, I am really going into self doubt. I need to do something about this. And as soon as I surrender it and say, yes, I need to do something about it, and I feel like this whole beautiful entourage of help is here for me to step into belief. You know,
Hmm.
I I believe in myself and I have faith is one thing that I repeat to myself over and over again because
Hmm.
it has been my journey. It has been my
Hmm.
journey to just like, oh, that's what the whole, Dark Night of the Soul chapter between the two is in
Hmm.
these two
Yeah.
books, and that was about that, you know, specifically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the idea of co-creating abundance with the divine is central to your message. What does that look like in everyday life?
Okay, let's get into the second book, right? The second book
Okay.
is where we absolutely take a desire, because to me, a desire, a true desire, a pure desire, always comes from your heart. It
Hmm.
always feels like, oh, scary and very life giving, right?
Hmm.
They're, those two things always are there for me. Like one of my desires is to become an international best-selling author. Okay. It
Hmm.
took me a long time to be able to say that out loud,
Yeah.
to speak that out loud.
Uh-huh.
And so the second book is basically how do you take a desire and bring it forth in the world?
Hmm.
And it's step by step instruction. There are some more people that came in to talk. Well, Yeshua came in, Kuan Yin, Vesta, who is our godmother of our physical son, and basically was a mentor of Mother Mary. So she came in to speak. Archangel Gabriel and Lady Hope came in to speak on this one. But it's really about taking a desire. So
Hmm.
as soon as you say you want something and you really own it, everything that is not like that just shows right up in your face, in your
Hmm.
life, right? It's just like, okay. And you have to deal with those. It's kind of like those are the little things that you have called up to transcend. And so
Mhm.
this really shows you one step at a time how to deal with that, how to deal with that, how to deal with the dark night of the soul, the ebb, how to be okay with
Mhm.
that place where you're not feeling really alive and things are just not happening. That is a really important part of creation. How to cleanse, how to cleanse your energy field. So important to
Mhm.
cleanse your energy field and, really use that divine protection, which is your divine birthright. Most of
Mhm.
us are still walking around going, oh, I just really, every time I'm with that person, it just brings me down. That's
Mhm.
really our responsibility to protect our energy field. So it's
Mhm.
very practical ways of how to move forward in the world. I want to create
Mhm.
more money. That is absolutely a doable thing because
Mhm.
you have the desire to do that. And so how do you forgive your debt? How do you move when your bank account is like only $30 in there and you have to pay a $600 bill? So it's
Mhm.
really practical. So the
Mhm.
second book I actually recommend that you go through it slower and that
Okay.
you not one day at a time, but you absolutely, and it's just called part two in this book, How
Mhm.
to Create with Mother Mary and Friends. So you just go through them really till you get it, or at least
Mhm.
on some level. And then I love, after you do the whole book, just do the divining thing of like, okay, what do I really need to read today? Because they're
Mhm.
so very well related. I have invested in you with Mama Vesta, and
Mhm.
how much you are absolutely been invested in. You have been
Mhm.
invested in, and what does that mean? I mean, it's such a treasure to know that you didn't just pop out here. You didn't just arrive here from mom and dad and the earthly. You
Mhm.
came here with a specific divine mission. You came here with
Mhm.
something to do. And that mission will always be fully supported because you have been invested in.
Mhm. I
So,
love that.
yeah.
And so who did you have in mind when you were writing these books? Did you have a specific reader in mind or someone specifically that you think would benefit most from your book?
I think it's interesting because I will tell you, after 13 years, the people that are attracted to my work and what I'm doing in the world are people that have been on a spiritual path for a while.
Oh,
And
okay.
and they're really ready to deepen
Okay.
with the company of heaven, which is the company of heaven, or all the angelic realm, the ascended masters, and nature kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, and this piece of abundance, we all have to get it. So it's anybody that hasn't got this yet, they come, and
Mm-hmm.
mostly it's women. Mostly
Yeah.
it's women, usually over 40,
Mm-hmm.
and some men that are really ready to step into the divine feminine way of creating.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. And so as, you guided others through this 42-day journey, what transformations have you witnessed in your students? Because you have students, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing, amazing things. I'm going to just say one of the things I notice on a very fundamental level is the quality of their voice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember when Marjorie came, we could hardly hear whatever she was saying. She
Oh,
was like
yeah.
this, and now she's like, oh, this,
Oh my gosh, that's a
just
huge
it
transformation.
is. It's like, the value of your voice, the value of being on the planet,
Hmm.
what you're doing here is so important. And I think that fundamental rising of your own feeling of power and deep love of the self, because when you work with Mother Mary, you are healed at a heart level. It's a tenderization, it's like you let go of the resistance, and that hits every level of life. Of course, your finances, and of course, your love life, your
Hmm.
relationships, and what you're doing. If you're in a job that you just do not feel in harmony with, that job is not going to work for you anymore. I mean, you can't fake it,
Hmm.
because you are really here to share your gifts with the world. The
Hmm.
world has nothing to offer us except that it's a great school and it has all these beautiful things that we need to transcend. But you were given gifts to
Hmm.
give to the world. And that is fully supplied all the time with everything you need to give your gifts to the world. And
Mm,
when I understood that, it just changed everything,
mm-hmm.
because it
Yeah.
changed from making a living to really living a life of purpose, knowing
Yeah.
that you're supplied. It's a very different, just, it sounds pretty close, but it's really, it was really different for me.
Yeah.
Really different. And for
Yeah.
my students too.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And how did for you specifically, how did writing this book deepen your own relationship with Mother Mary and the angels?
Oh my. What changed the most is my belief,
Mm-hmm.
because at first I was like, am I really getting these messages? Is this like, am I
Mm,
making this up? And I had to step more and more into belief. And I have to say that I feel like I've become more like Mother Mary. It
mm-hmm.
just is natural that I feel now that I'm an ambassador for the angelic realm, and
Mm-hmm.
the angels always come through your heart space, through your feeling tone.
Mm-hmm.
And that has just my emotional body and my emotional, let's say, intelligence
Mm-hmm.
and my relationships. Oh my
That's
goodness.
huge. Yeah.
That's huge. I'm a recovering codependent, so
Mm-hmm.
I am always checking in on how my relationships are doing, and they are so sweet now. I'm not afraid
Uh-huh.
that I'm going to be enabling somebody because they need some
Yeah.
care. I'm able to
Mm-hmm.
just step into that place of caring and then walking away, knowing that they are
There
going to
you
be
go.
fully supplied.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's changed me on every level.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my husband, who is just, he's not on this path, but he has come along with me. I mean, he has
Yeah.
absolutely, I sleep in the same bed that he does. I mean, he's getting this stuff on a much different level, which is really healthy for me because
Yeah. Okay.
it keeps me in account, like
Yeah.
I gotta stay relevant to the world because I'm here, because sometimes I can get a little bit too woo and I need to come back.
Yeah. So you know when to come back. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So what message from Mother Mary do you feel the world most needs to hear right now?
Come back into the heart of love. Come back into the heart of
Mm,
the beloved mother. Come back into that place of really letting yourself receive, receive, receive the love that you
mhm,
need to stay
mhm,
nurtured to do what you're here to do, and the wisdom that you need to make the right choices, and this beautiful place of your creative power. Come back into remembering this is who you are. You are here to create and to help build a new way of being on this planet, which is happening.
mhm,
It's happening now. Yeah,
mhm.
that's what I
That's
have to
great.
say.
Yeah. A lot more love is for sure
Yeah,
needed.
yeah. It's the answer to all the divisions, that we're
Yeah.
seeing.
Yeah.
It is the only way, and that is, I have a theory about this, and this is just
Hmm.
a theory of mine, that there's such a huge division, like
Yeah.
people are going like this, and that
Yeah.
is actually the portal, the opening that the divine feminine will be rising in, right in the center of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what inspired the idea? I know it's two books combined, but what inspired the idea for your book? Or books, I would say from the beginning. Would you?
All of my books, except for one, Empowered Prayer. There's the cover right there.
Uh-huh. Oh,
Empowered Prayer.
nice. I love the artwork.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
they're all come from my dear friend in Australia. Michelle Walker. She's amazing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So all of the books have actually been messages. There are three books right now that are ready to be published. Okay, that are
Wow.
coming
Okay.
behind this book. I was fortunate on that boot camp that I took with Hay House to actually win an award for my proposal for this book.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and so that brought me to Balboa Publishing. And so
Uh-huh.
this is the first time that I've had any support in publishing a book, which has been great.
Yeah.
I've
That's
learned a
amazing.
lot. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And
So
and so when did you start writing the books? And how long did it take you to complete them?
Well, the first one was 21 days, right?
Okay.
So really they come, and I right now I have Wednesdays is my day to receive the messages from Mother Mary, or and right now we're doing a very simple devotional called Stay Light with Mother
Okay.
Mary, so they are I'm here. Somebody told me this once, and they read my Akashic records, that I'm here as a designer
Oh,
blueprint. I'm here to just bring these gifts to the world. I'm not to ask why or when, or be analytical about it. So I
yeah.
know that for as long as I live, these books will be coming out.
Okay.
Just yeah, be coming out, and they build on each other. So
Um,
after this book, the book that came out, that Mother Mary and Saint Germain started mentoring me in a new faith currency, an opulence infusion that is our bridge to what's going to be happening now, with because the financial system is going
hmm
to be falling apart. But
hmm
that's why your faith is a currency, and how to be in that place of a new faith currency, of to see, it's just being in a place of miracle readiness, basically, to allow to
hmm
see this beautiful currency working above and beyond this old system that's not working
hmm
for us
Yeah.
anymore.
Working against it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, what was your writing experience like writing these books?
It was really beautiful,
Hmm
beautiful, scary, and growth provoking, right?
Nice.
I received the messages pretty easily, but
Yeah.
absolutely embodying them and living them has been, we could say it's almost a whole nother level, right? I feel like the books are always up here, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna catch up, catching up. And
Yeah.
I and
I'll get there.
I'm teaching what I'm learning all the time. So that's really good to share with others,
Hmm
and to hear their experiences, and having them step into this work has just been, it's really a gift to me and the
hmm
writing,
hmm
because it keeps the fuel for the writing. I
Yeah.
can't, I've never
I bet.
written, a fiction story, or, I have never gone off to write uh, a story about something. It's
Yeah.
always been a message that's coming through.
Yeah.
And so I can't really compare myself to people that are great writers in this world. To me, I feel like I'm writing through a specific channel
Yeah.
of asking and receiving,
Yeah.
because this
And
all started out as my process was, here's the question,
yeah.
here's a
One
question,
question.
and yeah, and then here's the answer. So that was
Hmm
that was how it all began.
Yeah. And what do you hope readers ultimately feel or experience after completing your book?
Their relationship with their own beloved I am presence, and then because that is the key that opens up everything,
Hmm
everything in the cosmic realm, everything in the mentorship. We all have a sponsor for our ascension. Ascension just means that we are moving into that place of a high place of freedom.
Okay.
Even if we're here on the planet still, it's becoming one with this beautiful presence within.
hmm
And to me, that is the golden key that opens up everything for us. And
hmm
these relationships, to start developing relationships, most people that come to me, they've already had some amazing experiences, but there's that self-doubt, like,
Yeah,
did
still.
this really happen? Is this really true? And it
Uh-huh.
is always true. It is always that place of really embracing that these partnerships, because it's not parent child. God, I am a precious child of God, but now it's like I am stepping into my sovereignty, because Mother Mary has said over and over again, you are my equal. I am not better. I've just been doing this a lot longer, I
Yeah.
mean, and we're talking like centuries longer,
Yeah.
but it's really easy to slip into that place that we've been taught of being very powerless.
hmm
But to me, it is such a, a dance of being in your power and being in surrender. Those two things to
mm
me are the beautiful, beautiful walk. It's
hmm
like, okay, here's my desire. What's next? Oh, I surrender it completely to my high, beautiful, higher, holy self,
hmm
and follow.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
it's so different than that, and that's the feminine way. The masculine way would be, I want this. Here's the list. I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it now.
So
And
accurate.
yeah,
And is there a part of your book that was the most fun to write or you feel is the most important part?
Yes. What a great question. I think I'm going to cry.
Oh.
The, I was like, and this was came from another question, okay? Because I would just started day one
Uh-huh.
in this book, 21 Days to Abundance through the Immaculate Heart of Mother Mary. And she starts out with "You are a mighty force." The second day, I was like, Mother Mary, we need something here. We need something that's, going to go beyond everything we know.
Hmm.
And she said, I want you to graft your heart to mine. This is the golden nugget of this book.
Hmm.
Because as we do that, basically we are opening up ourselves for healing. Not only
Hmm.
that, that divine union lets us see on a much higher level, lets us feel, lets us do all the things that we are. And it's in chapter two. It's in
Okay.
chapter two of the book. It is the
Okay.
most precious. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Very nice. And and did you have a difficult part of your writing process or
Oh, yeah. And
yeah.
it is really the gap between the two books. And then
Uh-huh.
the second book, because there were things that I was supposed to be really stepping into,
Mm-hmm.
because there was a place in the first book when I asked the question, what about my divine blueprint? What did I
Mm-hmm.
come in with around money?
Mm-hmm.
So I got the answer, absolutely nothing. You came in and such a high level of service that you just knew this was going to be taken care of, but you didn't ask for any provision around it. And
Mm-hmm.
I went immediately into forgiveness for myself. Like, what were you
Yeah.
thinking? It's just like you can't live here like that.
Yeah.
And that was a place of taking on Mother Mary's blueprint.
Okay.
That whole experience of the dark night of the soul, and that's the
Mm-hmm.
chapter in the middle. It's called, what is it? Don't, it's not called Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. What's it called? It's so
Mm-hmm.
intimate to me. Embracing the Void, my dark night of the soul.
Mm-hmm.
Mother Mary said to me, okay, you used my blueprint and you've used it for, it was probably around 7 months now at this time, or 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
There's no codependency in heaven. You really need to develop your own blueprint. So
Wow.
that was
Yeah.
really like, oh, okay. And that started the second book. So the second book was more of the first book was just a flow. The second book was
Yeah.
more like really sitting with these questions and
Yeah.
going deeper. And so it deepened my relationship with Mother Mary and, of course, with
Mm-hmm.
my own creative power.
Okay. Very
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. And what's the feedback or type of reviews you've received about your book so far?
Oh, they're very tender.
Mm-hmm.
They're very much like, oh my goodness, this book is just opening up my heart so much.
Oh.
Yeah, this book is, yeah, or like, wow, this is what happened in the first day that I read this book. I received this huge load of cash.
Uh-huh.
So,
Oh my gosh.
so it's
Abundance.
yes, abundance is happening for people, and also this great opening of the heart.
Okay, very cool. And what
Yeah.
have family and friends thought about your books?
Friends love it. My students love it. I've gotten really positive feedback.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. How has these classes or students, you being the spiritual mentor, how did that come about? And when did it come about?
Well, this I got to go back to this book because when I heard the divine directive, you got to teach a
Oh
class,
yeah. Okay.
right? So
Yeah, so that inspired it.
I was a music I am still a musician and I play music
Oh,
every Sunday.
cool.
I have written a whole bunch of songs to support our spiritual growth, and I was doing that all
Yeah.
around LA. Okay,
Oh,
I was living
wow. Cool.
and so every time I would go to a place, I'd have people sign up my keep in touch list. So I had a keep in touch list.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you how many people were on that list. So I sent out an email saying, I'm going to start teaching classes about
Mm-hmm.
this. Are you interested? And I think 5 people showed up to a little introduction. We did it on instant teleseminar, which is just the phone.
Yeah.
And no one signed up for the class. And so I was kind of like, okay, I was just in curiosity about it. Well, what's going on with that? 2 weeks later, Marjorie called and she said, "Are you still going to teach that class? I had to go to Mexico for a couple of weeks, but I'm back." And I said, "You know what? If you find one friend, we'll do the class." And so
Yeah.
that was the first class.
Oh,
And
wow.
and that was 13 years ago. And every, this book opened up questions that led to other classes. It's about the seven sacred flames. Okay, the first
Hmm.
flame is blue. It is the divine masculine. It is the one of our creative power. It is the will of God. It is the provision of God, and it comes with, Archangel Michael is the archangel with his Lady Faith as his divine complement. El Moria is ascended master, and the mighty Elohim are Hercules and Amazonia, right? So then it was like, oh, we need to learn more about the archangels. Oh, we need to learn more about the mighty Elohim. We need to learn more about these ascended masters. And so that's what led us in. We call these the white books. They're
Hmm.
also called the Bridge to Freedom books. And so it took us into deep dives of study. So the foundation of the academy um, is this teaching that Saint Germain, who is our
Hmm.
avatar for this age of Aquarius, beloved Jesus said, "Here you go. Here's a baton." He said, "We're not going to bring the teachings through different religions now. We're going to bring it in such a way that everyone will be able to hear." So he
Hmm.
called all the ascended masters together and the archangels. He had special messengers here that took down these discourses, he calls them,
Hmm.
to really show us how to be in this world at this
Okay.
time. So that's the foundation. That's where the so I think of these as our foundational courses, and then this beautiful teaching on abundance. Mother Mary just brought this up as the next layer of learning. So
Okay.
that's
Very cool.
yeah.
Okay. And what advice would you give to a writer working on their first book?
Wow, I have to give it from my perspective, right?
Yeah, we'd
So
love
I'm
it.
gonna give it to someone that is getting messages, and just keep listening,
Mm-hmm.
because you'll know if it's time to publish that book, or you'll know if it's time to wait and
Mm-hmm.
really get stronger in what you're doing. Because I
Hmm.
will tell you this, every little doubt that you have about yourself, every single, what, imposture, what do they call that syndrome? Everything, everything
Yeah.
that you can imagine will pop up in your face, and
Yeah.
it's okay. It's going to be for you to answer, and you need to keep going, because there will be a
Love
time when
that.
it's time for you to share.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
All
so
right. It's good
believe in
advice.
yourself and have faith.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any what are your personal and, professional book goals for this year?
Wow. Well, right now I'm Opulence and Fusion, a New Faith Currency. The last book, I'm getting the audio done now.
Oh, cool.
So and then I'm going to be putting out the next book on that series. It's a trilogy. And that's
Okay.
called, the first one is Opulence and Fusion, a New Faith Currency. And the next one is going to be, it already is, it just hasn't been published yet, is Grounded Opulence, and really a way of
Ooh.
being. And this, I don't know if you can see it, but this is
Yeah,
like
the tree.
this is your entire chakra system right here in the middle
Uh-huh.
of this tree, your tree of life.
Oh,
We
I
are
love
going to
that.
start walking in light bodies as masters here now. And so
Mm.
this book is really about how to carry the new faith currency
Okay.
into the world, the second
Very
book.
cool.
And it has unicorns and dragons, and we have a pure gold team, a lab. I mean, it's just like it's
Oh
gone to
my
a whole nother
gosh.
level of amazingness. So
Yeah, that's so cool. Well, a lot of
yeah,
exciting things coming up then.
yes, it is. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's all the time we have for today. Is there anything else that you would like to mention to our listeners before we go?
Keep on. I know you will make it. Keep on. I know that this is a journey, and I am just so grateful to be on this journey with you. And thank you, Emma, so much for being a
Yeah.
beautiful facilitator today. I just so appreciate you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Jennifer. Yeah, is there also a website that you have and you have a podcast, right? Would you like to mention those too?
Yes, Morning Light Meditations is my
Okay.
podcast, and I am opening up a new website. It's going to be piggyback right on my old website, which is called
Okay.
my name, jenniferruthrussell.com.
Okay.
And we're opening up a beautiful morning light meditation sanctuary where you can come and search because there's over like 275 of these episodes now.
Nice.
Yeah,
Wow.
and they're all deeply teaching, but they're all meditations. And so if you need to look up, abundance, you can get it's a searchable, and I'll also be doing like bringing everything into more of a community now with the Morning
Uh-huh.
Light Meditations. And that'll be part of the Academy. So the Academy
Okay.
still is going, and it will be also it's right now and launching. So I don't want to say that it's
Yeah.
there right now.
It'll be soon.
It'll
Yeah.
be probably by the time this is
This,
broadcast, it will
yeah,
be
exactly.
jenniferruthrussell.com. You can find everything there.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jennifer, for being here today. I appreciate your time, and we wish you the best of luck with your book and podcast and future books. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. You know what? There's something I didn't say.
Oh, yes,
The
please.
the new the newer books all have music with them. So if you
Oh,
are,
awesome.
and they're music with light language, so it's more of transmission. So you're reading
Okay,
the book and then you're listening to this language that's an angelic language, which I
that's
sing.
cool.
And so that really helps you to catch it on a much deeper level. That's all I
Okay,
needed to say.
very
Sorry.
cool.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you so
Great.
much.
Yeah, and for listeners wanting to purchase Jennifer's book, you can head to balboapress.com and purchase it through the online bookstore, and you also can purchase it through Amazon and Barnes and Noble. And thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you soon.